Go ahead and start this recording now. So thank you all for joining us today on the Cancer Education and Management in Underrepresented and Diverse Communities Graduate Certificate Information Session, a partnership between the Cancer Center at Illinois and the College of Education. We'll get a bit more into that, and several folks will be talking today about different aspects of the program. While we are getting started, here, just as a heads up, everyone's audio has been muted. We ask that you keep that muted throughout the presentation. There'll be time at the end for Q&A. If you have questions throughout the presentation, please feel free to type them in the chat, and I can keep a list of those and we can ask them at the end. I also have a quick poll here for those that have joined us so far, just to let us know where you learned about the information for today. Please feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat, so that we can get to know you and say hello, but two, to make sure that the chat is working for everybody. And as I had mentioned, the recording of this information session will be sent out to everyone about 12 hours after the recording to the email address that you use to sign up. If for some reason you don't get that recording or have questions, you can reach us at onlineprograms@education.illinois.edu. So we're getting started here with introductions. What is your interest in the cancer education and management? Why are you interested in this certificate credential? Please let us know in the chat. Feel free to type that along with maybe your name and where you're from. During this information session, we're going to cover eligibility for the program, structure of the program, admissions, potential career paths. Again, if you have any questions about any of our other programs that maybe you've ended up in this information session this evening, please contact us directly at onlineprograms@education.illinois.edu. We'd be really happy to schedule a one-on-one appointment with you to talk with you about any of our programs. But for this evening, we're going to keep things centered around the Cancer Education and Management graduate certificate. With this, I'm going to turn things over to Margaret.
Okay, so thank you, Travis. So a robust team of faculty and staff from the Department of Education Policy, Organizational Leadership, EPOL, within the College of Education, and the Cancer Center at Illinois, with support from the Office of Online Programs within the College of Education, have partnered to organize and launch this program. And so during this session, you'll be introduced to various members of our team. Next slide. So first, we'll start with the Cancer Center at Illinois. So a little bit about the Cancer Center. The Cancer Center is one of the research institutes falling under the auspices of the Vice Chancellor for Research and Innovation. And this Basic Science Cancer Center began in 2011 as the Cancer Community, led by the current director, Rohit Bhargav. And so in addition to approximately 50 faculty members, and so these initial members started to organize regular activities, which included symposia, workshop, and thematic research groups. And so within the past decade, the community has grown to become a formalized institute with over 100 faculty members and 700 postdoc researchers and Illinois students. And so the education mission within the Cancer Center at Illinois is overseen by the Cancer Research Training and Education Coordination Corps, or CERT for short. And so CERT aims to coordinate and enhance all cancer research, education, training, and cancer development activities within the CCIL. CERT activities span the life cycle of cancer research, from introducing high school students to short-term research groups, to helping faculty members develop and enhance their careers in cancer research. And so the CERT team members include myself, Margaret Brown Hunt, Rex Gaskins, Zeynep Madak Edagan, Marcy Poole, and Kristen Giletti. And next, we'll focus on the Department of Educational Policy, Organization, and Leadership. And so drawing upon the traditional strengths in social foundations, education leadership, higher education, human resource development. The EPOL department enables graduate students and faculty to support and collaborate with each other in a coordinated manner for new synergies to address the most critical issues in education. So the department helps to foster an interdisciplinary understanding of education policy and practice across traditional divides. This includes among philosophers, historians, social scientists, organizational theorists, policy analysts, and education administrators. And so the faculty working on this program within EPOL include David Wong, Jessica Lee, myself, Margaret Brown Hunt, Osley Flores, and Theo Morton. And so during our session today, you will hear from a few of these members.
Thank you, Margaret. Next up, I believe we have Gina.
Good evening. My name is Gina Poff, and I'm one of the education program staff. You can see us all pictured on your computer. I am the online academic and student services coordinator. Travis Skiffen is our assistant director of online programs. Brianna Davis is our online student advisor for online programs. Sangeeta is our assistant dean for online and learning innovation for online programs. And then Laura Ketchum is assistant to the head in the Department of Education Policy, Organization, and Leadership. The course structure for our online programs is that courses are offered every 8 weeks. So in the fall and spring, they're offered the first 8 weeks, which is part of term A, or the last 8 weeks, which is part of term B. Each of our courses is offered for 4 credit hours. All of our classes offer a weekly synchronous session. These are usually held on weekday evenings for 2 hours, and asynchronous assignments during the week are required. Attendance is expected to yield the best learning outcomes for students. If you are going to be absent, we would recommend that you contact the course instructor to make arrangements.
Thanks, Gina. And with that, we're going to move into the program itself.
Thank you, Travis. I'll take over. My name is David Huang. I'm also the associate head for the Department of Education Policy, Organization, and Leadership. We're very excited about this meaningful collaboration with the Cancer Center Illinois, the certificate program, focusing on promoting the implementation of cancer care, innovative solutions in the communities that are underserved or underrepresented in a broadly defined context. The primary purpose, as you will see our coursework line up later, is to introduce the students in this certificate program to the ideas, the theories, the perspectives, and the philosophies. First of all, when it comes to understanding diversity and equity, inclusion in a global context and with strong affiliation in cancer care. It is not uncommon for us to see healthcare disparity in underserved and underrepresented communities, not just in the United States, but around the world. So the primary purpose, we are very fortunate to come together to put this educational program in motion, is to introduce innovations, solutions, and the implementation of those new discoveries to improve the cancer care disparities in many communities around the world. And the title of the program is a bit lengthy, but we're trying to cover many areas with a focus on cancer education and the management of the treatment, focusing on cancers. Next slide, please. So this is a non-degree seeking program sanctioned by the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, which means that these are University of Illinois courses, graduate level, 400 and 500. Each course has 4 credit hours. As mentioned earlier, the online format allows us to arrange to offer 2 courses per 16-week schedule back to back. So point of term A, it will be the first course. Point of term B will be the second course. In the ideal situation, when students can manage their workload, course load, and other responsibilities as adult learners. The course titles are down on this slide. First, we'll begin with the introduction to diversity and equity. Then we will move on to the race, gender, and sexuality issues. And that will be the course offering in the first semester when students are admitted. The second semester, we will start with the Bioengineering 598 special topics, cancer, biology, and disease. And we will conclude the sequence with EPOL 570 organization development. So that's the course sequence for this particular CERT program. Next slide, please. So this is our operational model when it comes to offering courses from fall semester to spring semester. Our fall semester starts usually in late August of the year and ended by the holiday season in December. And then the spring semester will begin in the following January. And we will end the spring semester in the month of May. So that's the schedule University of Illinois operates under. I see some of you are from Coursera. Maybe you are not familiar with type of academic schedule. So the first 2 courses will be offered in the fall, EPOL 515, EPOL 517, to give you the foundation about the issues related to diversity and equity in the context of healthcare, leading to healthcare disparity we're seeing today. Moving on to the spring semester, start with the EPOL 570 or Bioengineering 598. So those 2 courses will provide with students the technical background, the scientific background in terms of cancer biology, and also with the EPOL 570, the students will have training on facilitation of change, implementation of change, management of change in order to implement solutions and innovations contributing to the improvement of cancer education and management in the community. Thank you. So the next slide, I would like to invite Professor Flores to talk about the course, if that's okay.
Yes, thank you, and welcome everyone. And so just a quick overview of what this course, Introduction to Diversity and Equity, will encompass. So in this course, I'll be challenging you for you to investigate and interrogate your own experience with diversity, equity, power and privilege. So that's kind of the foundation initially of the course. And a summative assessment of the course is for you all to create an action plan related to your own context around diversity and equity. But some of the discussions we'll be having are looking at examining structural issues of race and racism that impact health disparities, in addition to discussions around what are we currently doing around health equity as well in marginalized communities. And so those will be kind of the topics and structures of what this course will be about.
So the next course is EPOL 517, Race, Gender, and Sexuality Issues. Equipped with the knowledge, skills, abilities from EPOL 575 mentioned earlier, students are moving to the next level of the certificate training to look at the interactions among race, gender, and sexualities in our communities. And of course, this course will cover perspectives in the healthcare disparity context to help learners situate those interactivities among race, gender, and sexuality issues in the context of cancer education and management, and by extension, challenges and opportunities for students to implement those cancer treatment-related innovations into different contexts, and when addressing the interactions among race, gender, and sexuality issues. We experience every day in our communities. So that's the primary learning outcome of the course. Move on to the next one. So the first two courses from EPOL will provide theoretical, philosophical, empirical foundations to understand mostly challenges and barriers for the effective implementations of cancer-related solutions. Right, so we have that background knowledge, we'll have understanding of the context. This course, EPOL 570, Organization Development, will provide a organizational perspective when it comes to processes, models, procedures, strategies to help you as professionals or community workers, first of all, to gain buy-in from your stakeholders to consider and hopefully adopt those cancer-related innovations. And secondly, to identify scaffolds, systems, support to sustain the intended implementation of cancer treatment-related innovation. So you have the foundation knowledge about the context, and this course will cover the aspect of how to introduce change, how to manage change, how to facilitate change into the context of your interest.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kristen Giletti, and I am a member of the CERT team with the Cancer Center at Illinois. I will be one of the individuals associated with the BIOE 598 course, Special Topics in Cancer Biology and Disease. Here we have displayed the course description. In short, this course will be investigating the biology of cancer. So we'll be covering topics like what makes a cell become cancerous, how are cancer cells different in their biology, their physiology, their behavior compared with normal tissues of our body. We'll discuss the various types of cancer and discuss current diagnostic and treatment mechanisms, as well as we'll get into some of the innovative interdisciplinary research that actually happens right here on our campus. In the second half of the course, we'll get into cancer disparities, the various types, and what is being done currently to reduce cancer health disparities. And one of our major goals of the course is that you'll be able to see how you, in your given profession or your future profession, can play a role and actually make change and reduce cancer health disparities, as well as improve your skills related to being able to communicate about cancer, whether that's to patients or others that you might work with in an advocating role, and also to improve your ability to work towards cancer management.
So then when we look at who could best benefit from this particular program, honestly, anyone who is engaged or interacting with communities that may be deemed underrepresented or marginalized. But in looking at previous professions, as Kristen just mentioned, there are several that come to mind who may actually benefit from participating and being engaged with this program. And on the slide, we have highlighted a few of those particular professions whereby individuals could benefit. And so this particular program creates a platform that addresses the need for advancing additional health education based on the resources that are available. And so within the pathways, we can include behavioral therapists or anyone within behavioral health, whether they be specialists or therapists, case managers, counselors of various types, anyone doing crisis intervention, hospitalists, mental health professionals, various types of nurse practitioners, patient advocates or patient navigators, anyone who's in pediatrics or peds, anyone in psychology and social work. And so here we just have a few of the pathways, a few of the professions that individuals who are actually engaged in or who may actually enter into these professions could benefit from.
And my name is Brianna Davis, and I am the online student advisor in the Office of Online Programs at the College of Education. If after our session has concluded, you still have some questions, you can reach out to the Office of Online Programs, and I can certainly assist you with better understanding the details of this program and answering your questions. With regard to admission, if you decide that you would like to pursue this program, admissions are handled through our graduate college application. So you will complete a graduate college application after your application has been received. The program team will make an admission decision, and then the graduate college approves that decision based on campus requirements. From there, your admission is processed and you will be notified. So if you are seeking admission to this program, you will need to begin with your application to the graduate college. You can apply online at the link here, or if you go to education.illinois.edu/online, you can also find information about this CERT there as well. With regard to our next upcoming start date, we admit students for our upcoming Fall A and Fall B term. So if you would like to begin taking courses for our Fall A term, which will begin in August, the application deadline is July 15th. If you would like to begin taking classes for our Fall B term, which begins in mid-October, that application deadline is September 15th. So you've got a few different options there. And then with regard to tuition and student financial aid, the cost for this program is $510 per credit hour for our online students. There are no additional fees as this program is designed to be completed entirely remotely. Tuition, of course, is subject to change, so please be mindful of that. With regard to student status, full-time classification for financial aid purposes is 6 credit hours per semester. So that means that if you are seeking federal financial aid, you will need to be registered for a minimum of 6 credit hours per semester in order to maintain that eligibility. For your reference, because our courses are each worth 4 credit hours, that means that you will need to take a minimum of 2 courses per semester in order to be eligible for federal financial aid. Full-time classification for any other purpose is going to be 12 credit hours per semester. So if you have questions about that, please let us know. And if you have specific questions about financial aid and your options, please contact the University of Illinois Student Financial Aid Office directly. They can be reached at 217-333-0100 or finaid@illinois.edu if you have questions about financial aid.
Hello. So my name is Sangeeta Gopalakrishnan, and I am the Assistant Dean for Online and Learning Innovation at the College of Education. I want to welcome you all. I'm so glad you chose to spend time with us to learn more about this program. It's a brand new program, and we're very excited about it. So you've heard a lot of good information about the program, and you're probably still wondering, why would I join a program at the College of Education here at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign? And I wanted to give you some final thoughts to ponder over. So we are a top-tier research university here at the University of Illinois. Our online programs here at the College of Education at the master's level, our online programs have been ranked number 3 by US News and World Reports, not once, not twice, but thrice. We've been at number 3. And our ranking is based on our affordability and the quality. And so speaking of quality, you will be taught by world-class faculty. You've met some of the faculty here in this session. We pay attention to online student engagement. We are thinking about how to make our learning experience a rich one for our students all the time. So there's a lot of thought that goes into our courses. And not only will you learn from world-class faculty, you will also be learning from peers that come in with really very rich work experiences. They come from diverse backgrounds. And so you will be learning from your peers as well, which can make that learning experience all the more richer. And as a top-tier research university, we have extensive resources here. We have a top-notch library system that our online students have access to. So that is yet another attraction for choosing to study here at the College of Education. So if you want to know more about our story, about our ranking, we can provide a link for you. So that's at the next slide here. And we hope that you will choose to study here at the University of Illinois, enroll in this program to further your interest in this topic. And I guess with that, we are going to transition to the next phase of this information session, which is our Q&A session. And I think Travis is going to facilitate that.
Yes, thank you, Sangeeta. Yeah, if you have any questions, now is the time. Please feel free to enter those into the chat to let us know what your questions are, or you can unmute or raise your hand and ask a question, and we can get that answered for you. While folks are thinking of questions, I'm going to start a poll. No need to answer it now, but just before you leave for the session, just to give us some feedback. We did get one question here. I think this would be a good one to answer live. What is the required GPA for admissions into the program?
The required GPA per the university policy is 3.0 on the 4.0 scale. Again, this is a non-degree seeking program. So this is not a master's, this is not a PhD program. This is a non-degree seeking program, but we still maintain a 3.0 GPA for admission.
So to add to what David said, I don't know if we had a chance to mention that you can stack the credit. This is a stackable certificate, so you can apply the credits you earn from this CERT onto a degree program upon admission to that degree program. So it is a standalone credential as well as a stackable credential.
They get a question sent to me that might be good to just answer live. So a question somebody might have, is there any type of admissions testing needed or recommended for admissions into programs? Brianna or Gina, do you want to answer that one?
Certainly, we do not require entrance exam scores in order to be considered for admission to this program. If you are an international applicant and you have questions about language proficiency scores, please reach out to us individually and we can assist you from there. But with regard to GRE scores or entrance exam scores or anything of that nature, we do not require entrance exam scores in order to be considered for admission.
Thanks, Brianna.
I'm responding to Kanisha's question regarding GPA. I'm not going to be the one reviewing application for the program. This is my disclaimer, but the application will be reviewed by the faculty of the University of Illinois working with the program. Usually, we will look at the application as a whole, right? Otherwise, only relying on GPA is not let me rephrase that. GPA is not the only thing we look at for any kind of application, not just for this particular program. Your resume, your statement of interest in pursuing this program, we all would like to learn about it as part of your application.
One other item with regard to applications is that there is not an application fee for the CERT program, for the graduate certificate program. So just want to point that out for folks.
There is or there is no?
There is not.
Oh, that's great.
Another question we got asked here is, can folks start in the fall or spring? And is that a possibility? And then about course offerings over the summer. Is the program only offered fall and spring?
I would strongly recommend starting in the fall to capture the courses that we have mentioned. At this point, we don't have plan to offer summer courses. So ideally, students will get admitted in the fall, taking 2 courses, and immediately after fall, in the spring, completing the other 2 courses, then you're done.
Thank you, David. Any other last questions for folks? Thanks everybody for completing the poll and giving us your feedback on this information session. For folks on the recording, if you're watching this back, if you have any questions for us, we'd be happy to answer them. For you, you can reach us at onlineprograms@education.illinois.edu. We'd be happy to answer your questions or schedule an appointment to get those questions answered for you. However would work best for you, and please reach out to us. All right, looks like we got all the questions answered for today. Thank you all for joining us to learn about this exciting new graduate certificate. Thanks everybody for joining. Thanks to all of our presenters for providing great information for everybody, and have a great day. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.